everyone, Staff Development Specialist Ari Flewelling here with this week's Quick Tip. Riverside Unified School District is now a part of a new beta in Google Classroom. This new beta test affects the way students turn in classwork and the way you grade it. Let's go ahead and demonstrate it. As you can see, I'm in a Google Classroom class. I'll now go to Classwork and click Create to create a new assignment. I'm going to call this Writing Sample. Next, I already have my instructions ready to go, and I'm going to attach a link to a piece from NPR. And I'll use that by using the link button. I can change the point value of this assignment or mark it as ungraded as before. Again, as before, I can set a due date and a due time, and I can attach it to a topic. In this class, there currently are no topics, so I would have to create one. The new feature available to us currently in beta is Originality Reports. The way Originality Reports work is students can run Originality Reports on their assignments to check for things like plagiarism. You, as the educator, will also receive an Originality Report. To do this, you must check the button. One important note about Originality Reports is since it is currently in beta, we can run as many Originality Reports as we want. However, when this exits beta, we will only be able to run 3 Originality Reports per Google Classroom class per year. So please keep this in mind when you think about future use. Now that I've enabled this and I understand what it means to be a part of the beta, I'm going to go ahead and assign this to my students. So now, as you can see, I have my writing sample and no one has turned it in yet. So now let's transition to see what this looks like from the student perspective. Now you can see I am in my student account. You know that this is a student in a Google Classroom class because it shows the image of the teacher. Let's begin by going into the class. As you can see on the stream, there is a brief notification saying that a new assignment has been posted by the teacher. A student can either click on this to access the assignment, or they can click on Classwork and then click on the assignment. Next, they'll need to click View Assignment. You notice it's currently highlighting that students can send private comments about specific assignments from this location. Now, here are my instructions for my assignment as a student. So I need to listen to this piece from NPR and write a quick writing sample. So as a student, I need to click on the link and I can either read the piece or I can listen to the piece, whatever makes the most sense. And after I'm done, I can either add or create a new document to do what my teacher wants. If I want to create a new document, I can click here. But in this case, this student example already exists. So I'll go to my Google Drive and select the writing sample and click Add. Once the file has been added to the assignment, I, as the student, can run Originality Reports. These Originality Reports do not affect what you see as a teacher. These Originality Reports are meant for students to self-test what they've written, so that way before they turn in their assignment, they can address any potential issues of plagiarism. So let's click Run. As you can see, students are allowed to run an Originality Report on assignments 3 times prior to turning the report in. This is so that as they go through and adjust their work, they are able to rerun reports to continue to check for originality. To run the report, click Run. As you can see, the process is recorded here. The Originality Report is ready to view, so click the link. It will open the Originality Report in a new tab, and as you can see, it's condensed the document. In this case, it noticed an entire sentence was plagiarized from a source, and it even matched it to the original source. One additional feature of Originality Reports is students can turn on the Show Cited and Quoted passages. So in this case, this is a passage with its top match, and I can click the back arrow and it shows your passage and the fact that it's been cited. So this is a really great way for students to be able to check their work. Let's go ahead and close the Originality Report. In this case, we're not going to make any adjustments, so that way you can see what it looks like from the teacher side. And let's turn in the assignment. Now that we've turned the assignment in, I'm going to go ahead and transition back to Teacher View. I'm now back in Teacher View, and we know we're in Teacher View because we can see an assignment has been turned in. To see the student's work and their Originality Report, click Turned In. Next, click on the writing sample. It will open the writing sample in a new tab. In this case, if I had multiple students turn in an assignment, I could use this to filter and go through the different students. But in this case, I only have one student in this class and only one student turned in the work. So now I can go through and I can see what the student did. And as always, I can highlight things. Maybe I want to highlight this right here and say, great job citing your source. I could also put a private comment on the entire assignment and the entire grade, but prior to doing that, if I look right here, it has one flagged passage. So by clicking on that, it'll show me the Originality Report. So in this case, by default, it's going to show me the plagiarized items first, and then if I click on that, it will highlight the cited again, just like before. Once I'm done reviewing this, I can close it. And maybe in the private comments, I'll say something referring to the plagiarism. And then as always, if I'm ready to give this back to the student, I can click return, or I can use the drop down to return multiple submissions at a time if I have more than one class. I hope this review of the new Originality Reports in Google is useful to you. And remember, currently Originality Reports are in beta. So that means sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. That's the nature of things being tested out. We're lucky in our school district to be able to be a part of this beta because not all school districts are. And I hope you find this feature useful in your classroom. Don't forget, however, when the beta is over, we'll only be able to do this 3 times a year in each Google Classroom class. So think about what assignments would gain from this feature the most and plan ahead.